Now it's time for probably the least exciting part of the build, and that's going through the electrics. And what I normally do is go through each wire. Like you see stuff like this, you don't know what's underneath the tape, so you just peel it all back, have a look at it, if there's any cuts in it. You might clean it up a little bit. Clean up the wires a little bit. I just use on the wires themselves, just to get the dirt off, a little bit of brake cleaner. But never use brake cleaner on these plastic components, putting them in. Once you do that, they melt and you'll never get them apart. Not that I've ever done that, of course, it's only that, so I've heard. You know how it is. Alright, so that's all that you do. Just wipe these down without any fluid on there. Sometimes I spray them with a little bit of WD-40, and that'll help get all the grime off it. And most of the time I just use a little bit of contact cleaner down the ends. Alright, now what I do then is have a look at these wires. All of these plug into the headlight, the speedo lights and dash lights and so forth, and that goes down through the frame. Now what I do is painstakingly I take all the old tape off, and I do it in sections, like up till about there, and then I retape them. As you can see, it's a bit frayed, so it's important to just check underneath that if there's any broken wires. So I'll just start on that, and it'll go fast forward, probably about 1,000 speed. It's a pretty boring job. Alright, let's go. And there it is. That's the harness. That's all done. Two rolls of tape, two stubbies. That's what it takes. So our next job is to fix up stuff like this. We've got a blown wire, and that wire went in there, I believe, and it came out of this one of these. So we'll probably just cut these. Sorry about the frog. We'll just cut these and then we'll put on some new connectors and just go through and clean them up, and that, I think they're pretty right. So this one goes around the battery side, so we'll fix up all that and see how we go. So after we've done all the brand new wiring wraparound, cleaned up most of these, time to start on this thing. Take it apart and clean it up. That's a control panel. That's your fuses, regulator, I don't know what, that's your solenoid, flicker unit. So what we've got to look at now is in the harness we've got this blown melted connection, and that goes into this one, into your fuse box. So we can just put in separate connectors, and that might become confusing. Some of these wires have faded. This one's actually orange and red. That one's orange, and it's a little bit hard to tell. So what our plan is, I'm going to try to fit a 4-pin plug with these little tiny little connectors with my shaky hands. Going to try that. Don't know how I'll go, so we'll just give it a whirl. Let's see how that goes. No, how that go? Yeah, like that. Goes like that. So what we'll do is we'll cut one wire at a time and install it into these plugs. So I'll have to see how we go there. Got all the tools. I'm not sure if that's the right tool for crimping. Got this one. Got my pliers. I'll see how we go. Everything's been taken apart. Just gave that a quick blast. It looked a bit crappy. So I'll paint all that up. Clean up these screws. Look at that. Dirty. Cleaned up that. So we'll paint all that and then we'll start on these switches and that. Alright. So call back later. Right, well, that's all done. We've changed the plug, 4-pin plug, done that, it all works, goes in, sort of. I won't install it now, in case it won't come apart. The other thing that we have to do is fix up this burnt out plug. I think that goes into the back of the bike, don't know yet. So I'll find the other end of it. I think it comes from the headlight, so I'll test out that later. And all of these plugs look alright, so we're pretty right. So this afternoon I'll probably install the wiring. All of these look good. I think that's the, don't know what that is yet, so we'll check that all out. And all of these look alright too, so pretty happy about that. So it'll be good to get this one complete, because then I can build up the second bike. In fact, what I might do is lay this one out before I install it, and rough out a plan for the number 2 bike, because that wiring is absolutely rat shit. So, alright, catch you later. So I've got the old number 2 bike wiring harness here, and going through that, this is the new one, and it seems to have much the same faults. We've got to replace that. This wire is gone from here, the same one as went from the new one, the repaired one, so we need a new switch for there, the plug. All of the rest of it isn't too bad. We've got some scrapings here, so I've got to take apart that and see if there's any breaks in the wiring, if it's scratched through or not. It seems to be alright. I can't see any shiny bits like brass coming through, so we'll do all that. These plugs look alright. This one here, these wires have broken off, so we'll just patch up those. What I might do this afternoon is just go through the number 2 bike. I'm sure that the owner won't mind me splitting up his time with the number 1 and number 2 bike. Pretty good guy. Or maybe I'll just keep it a secret and not tell him. Haha, yeah. It'll be a secret between us two. There's a black and white wire here, that's earth, and that should correspond with another one here. You've got 2 here, and you've got 2 on the new one, or the number 1 bike. So you've got 2 there, but there's only 1 on this harness, so we've got to extend that out, make that an earth as well. So a couple of these I'll have to change. I might just try to fix that up for a switch in there and see if I can get that to work. So all in all, it's a slight change of plans. It's going to get bloody hot today, so I'm going to call it quits. I'll catch you all later.